And good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Smudcast number 747. Rant, Berserk and its fan base are weird and cringy. 3 exclamation marks, pipe. Berserk is overrated. 3 exclamation marks, and those are all in capital letters. Not a good sign from people who actually read and know grammar. You don't write like this usually. If you do it once, if a title, just do it once in your title, just to say you are trying to express something, not multiple words with multiple punctuation marks. It's a little embarrassing. It feels like I'm in grade school asking the teacher, is this a sentence? And they go, no, it's not. Anyway, this is from Triggered Senpai, so maybe this is this whole shtick. Everything is about being triggered. This came out a year ago. It has 35,000 views almost, and it has quite the downvote ratio of 1.3 downvotes to 1,000 upvotes. It's 1.3 thousand downvotes, 1,000 upvotes. So I was speculating about this before we started the video about, is it all fans of Berserk saying the fan base sucks, or is there something specific that he says in general that people are watching going, oh yeah, this is wrong. He doesn't know what he's talking about. So I don't know. I'm assuming it's the former, because usually fans watch fan-related content and they go, no, this is good, this is great, you're wrong. And that's what we get from upvotes and downvotes, at least. I could be wrong. Who knows? The first comment on the video that I found is called, Griffiths did nothing wrong. No, he did shit very wrong. And then the comment after that is, I agree, my man. So maybe he's referring to the fan base that has that meme and actually believes the meme that Griffith did nothing wrong. I don't know. We're going to find out. And
I don't think those are actual fans. I think they're very deranged people.
I think they're just goofs. They see a popular thing and they watch the popular thing and they go, this is not for me, but I'm going to clown around with it and make fun of people.
What do you mean? The people who say Griffith did nothing wrong?
I think anyone who watches a meme or sees a meme that's popular, so they watch the show from the meme and then they go, I don't get it, I don't like it, but I'm going to clown around with what's popular.
Okay, I can believe there are some people who clown around, but we have met people who unironically believe this, and it looks to me like they are psychopaths who see Griffith as their psychopath hero that they then portray to be a good person so that they can be seen as good people.
I would say they're psychopath apologists, and they are trying to formulate a reason why, like they're rationalizing why they like the thing without understanding what the feeling is they have inside of them that they can't make sense of, because there was nuance to the memes. Like a lot of the times we talked to that guy and he was like, oh, that's just a meme. And I'm like, oh, so you don't believe that? No, of course not.
Oh, no, that guy was a liar. That guy was a psychopath.
Oh, I understand there was a lot of double talk going on, and I was trying to decipher what the hell he was saying. But when you start off with the premise, like this is a meme, like the gay meme, it's like, okay, you get that it's a meme. All right, fair. But then you ran with it as if it was real. Is that because you thought it was true, or are you just goofing around? Like, what are you trying to say?
Yeah, no, Smut, that is, I think my mic is borked.
I can still hear you.
Okay, then it's just the graphics. No, that is the standard strategy. It's called Schrödinger's douchebag.
Oh, really?
Schrödinger's douchebag is you claim a thing, and when you get backlash to it, so you mean the thing. But when you get backlash to it, oh, it's just a joke.
Oh, yeah.
So it's serious as long as it's accepted.
That's the
But it's a joke once it's not, once the wind turns, basically.
That's the entire persona of MatPat. It's just everything he says is a joke until, oh yeah, no, I meant it, because you found it truthful.
MatPat is a more harmless version of that. He's just bullshitting.
Oh.
That's but it is the same thing. But this is a standard behavior you find with immature people.
Yeah, with people defending Donkey. He's like, oh no, he's just kidding around. It's like,
yeah, but it's also something you find in malicious behavior and psychological abuse.
Yeah.
Specifically, it's a form of gaslighting.
Of defense mechanisms. Oh no, we're not.
It also comes with in gaslighting. It also tends to come with oh, of course I was joking. You just don't understand sarcasm.
Yeah.
You just don't understand irony. You have no humor.
Yeah, it's all our fault for not understanding what the heck you're trying to say defending a psychopath. But, we could be wrong. You never know with these fancy schmancy, well-written manga to anime adaptations that go above our heads with narrative. So anyway,
Yeah. I would be very happy if my browser would be loading so I can watch the madness with you.
Close every tab you have and then just open the one.
That might take another year. It seems to be almost there. Watch Together has loaded. I can see the timer, but not yet the time. So it should almost be there.
I just feel like I gotta buy you a RAM stick. This is like the
let me check. How much does this have? I think I'm on 32.
Okay.
It's I don't think Windows can handle more in a sane manner.
Oh, really?
I'm just torturing the browser.
All right. Well, we're going to get started, and hopefully you'll join us. How's that?
Okay.
Here we go.
Oh, the window is moving.
Contains a random guy trashing your favorite anime or manga. So if you're one of those sensitive people that get butthurt over other people's opinions, then I advise you to click off this video and go find you something a little bit more tolerable, all right? But yeah, from this point on, I will be trashing your favorite anime or manga, so yeah, you can't say I didn't warn you so, all right? So without further ado, let's start the video.
The Black Swordsman arc and Golden Age. Okay. I touch on other thing? Do you touch on the English language, sir? What are you saying?
Touch on other things from the other arc as well.
On the other thing, or a other thing, not other thing. Jesus. Anyway.
It's considered to be one of the greatest anime series, if not the greatest anime
Manga.
series of all time, and is well received by a lot of people. I've recently gotten into Berserk, both the anime and the manga, the 1990s anime to be a little bit more specific, because I had a lot of people recommending it to me, saying that it's top tier storytelling and all this other goofy shit. But I'm not even gonna lie, bro, after consuming large amounts of Berserk, that shit is kind of weird. No, not even kinda. Berserk is fucking weird. Like, it's one of those weird ass series where you can't even read it in public or even watch it while you're in the same house as someone else, because God forbid someone walks past you and look down.
So the adult thing designed for adults should be consumed by adults. That's not weird. That's what a content for adult. That's what mature. You wouldn't be reading like War and Peace in public. Like, you wouldn't do that. You just sit down and relax and be alone and quiet. Like, you don't watch like War on your mobile phone with the sound on for everyone else to hear you on the metro. Okay, might turn a few eyes. You don't want to do that. Same with manga. Same with cartoons.
What, don't you want to read the ending of Stephen King's It in public?
I don't
want to read the middle of Stephen King's It.
I have seen people read Stephen King in public, and it always looks like they're on this laborious, like, oh my god, like it's this giant brick, and they're just like, oh. And they're going through it, and it's just like, that looks painful. Like, what are you doing to yourself reading this massive tome? So people like hurting themselves when they read. I don't know why. It's weird.
Or God forbid someone comes in your room trying to ask you to look up at the TV screen to see what you're watching. Bro, this is what they're...
I hope no one comes in my room. Maybe somebody comes into my room, but not the other thing. I don't want to clean that.
It's the way he's spelling out the word comes and his accent. It's a bit like, okay.
He's using the wrong preposition.
Well, you don't have to have extra words, but it would be nice. Like, I came on the bus or came onto the bus. It's like, oh, okay. Anyway.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing you get marked on in class.
Yeah, anyway.
What the fuck is this weird ass nigga watching?
Oh,
his booty cheese clap.
Oh, he's black. Okay, because he used the ending.
Yeah, of course he is. Why did you not notice this yet?
These days, you never know.
The speech pattern is pretty much on. I think you have to grow up with that. Otherwise, it's very hard to imitate.
I did pause it in a very select image here, but I'm gonna keep going.
Of course. It's probably all he's on about.
They're gonna see all types of rape parts. They're gonna see all types of weirdo shit. They're gonna see Griffith running around playing splashy water with Gus while he's butt ass naked. Like, Berserk is just full.
Playing splashy water.
That they were playing splashy water. That is accurate.
That's okay. Fine, we'll give him that.
You never played Splashy Water?
I have not played Splashy Water. I'm sorry. Can I download that on Steam? Well, that's
Hey,
called
maybe
Splatoon.
that's a DLC for Crab Champions
Okay.
if ever that fully releases.
Oh yeah. Okay. Great. I'll look into it.
Weirdo shit, all right? Like, and I know there's gonna be people out there saying, "Oh, you're just not mature enough to consume this type of content."
Yeah, guys.
Apparently, you are not.
Playing Splashy Water is too mature. You couldn't handle the Splashy Water scene. All right. Fair enough. We all have our limits.
Yeah, but also all the other stuff he found so horrible he had to put it on screen.
Yeah. The
He's
specific
clearly embarrassed about himself.
the specific black censored with the red sensor. I was like, what are you doing? You just have one sensor. You don't need multiple colors. Anyway, Vladimir Dragunov, how's it going, sir? I shall now counter and refute this entire man's argument with 2 words. No, you. Well, he's
I think
not
he's onto something.
he's not liking the adult content and the very detailed versions of every scene in the manga so far, which is fair.
You should never read any great literature.
Yeah, like if you don't like certain content, there's nothing wrong with that. It's not for you. That's totally a normal thing. It's fine. But to say I don't like it, it's not for me, and then to criticize it is the opposite of what a critic should do. A critic should be
I'm
well
not
acquainted.
sure that's criticism. I think that's just pointing fingers and saying I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bias, obviously. So as soon as you have a target that you're pointing at, you're going, look, this is bad. I dislike this. And then you start describing in backwards like, oh, it starts off with some splashy water stuff. And you're like, what? That scene has nothing. What are you talking about? Like,
he did start off with the child grape scenes, which are character-defining moments for Guts,
sure. That's good.
as they are for victims of that in real life. And well, some people this actually helps get past their trauma, or at least work through some of it.
Yeah, well.
Not that specifically, but Berserk as a whole, due to all the horrible stuff and Guts really pulling himself up by the bootstraps in exactly the right way.
Well, this is no different than disliking slavery in isekai because, oh, it's slavery. It must, like, it's a horrible topic. How dare they address it? It's like, what are you talking about? There's nothing wrong with an artist or author bringing up a sensitive topic and dealing with it, whether in a mature or whatever manner they wish. It's not for you to go, I dislike a thing, it's this, and therefore it's bad. It's like, maybe that's the point. Maybe that's why they used it, and they used it for whatever purpose in the narrative, for dramatic or plot-related reasons. There's all kinds of reasons you could use these sensitive issues. That's kind of why we have literature to a point to talk about love and war and death and rape and all these other big topics. And to dismiss them out of, I dislike that, is stupid, because I can find someone out there who's like, wow, I love this story. It addresses these issues. Why can't we have more stories like that do a very good job? So this entire argument of it's bad because I dislike it is childish.
The Dark Ages, this happens all the time. Like, I have a question for those people. Like, you do realize those things still happen to this day, right? Like, I don't give a fuck where this shit takes place. Weirdo shit is weirdo shit. Like, how the fuck do you justify pedophilia, bestiality, incest, rape?
It's a story. It's fictional, and that's why we have it.
And none of these things are portrayed in a positive light in this manga.
Yeah, I don't.
It's the same issue we had yesterday, I believe.
Well,
With the slavery thing, it's not. It doesn't matter that it's portrayed as negative. It only matters that it is portrayed.
I could flip this on its side and say, well, what if this is someone's fetish? There's a manga for that, and you could read that and enjoy it, and that's totally cool. You can.
Yeah, and that's usually without any context of overcoming it or any depiction of it being negative. If it is fetish material,
right,
it is there for the reader to be enjoyed. Berserk is not, it does not have any creep shit in it to be enjoyed. It is there to paint you the grimdark horror of existence, abuse, demonic madness,
With
and
literal
the
demons.
shred of humanity that is left in some of these monsters, while Griffith has none of it.
Yeah, pretty much. So these are all things that people can enjoy in the context that they are shown. And if you cannot grasp the context, then you have no business telling us what's good or bad. It's the same with slavery. That's the big thing. And I remember I was replying to a comment today saying that slavery is bad. It's like, yes, but in the context of Rising the Shield Hero, it's good not only for the person who's enslaving, but for the slave who re-enslaves herself because she likes her master so much, and to prove to him that she cares about him, because becoming a slave allows her to only tell the truth.
What she does, I wouldn't say it portrays slavery positively. I would rather say Raftalia uses the tool that is used for enslavement in that fantasy world in a new context, which is for a to basically underline a special bond she has with someone.
Yeah, when she loves Naofumi on multiple levels, she doesn't care about being a slave. It doesn't bother her. So the idea that, what a horrible master because he enslaved someone Naofumi is, it's like, it doesn't matter if the slave who doesn't care about being a slave loves this guy for everything he's done for her.
I don't think it's that she doesn't care about being a slave. I think it's that she doesn't care about any negative effects of this spell, this binding spell, because she knows Naofumi, was that the name?
Yep.
Is not going to abuse that.
Right.
And it is protecting her against other people who might do that. Furthermore, we have learned at that point that this slave mark, this binding, this binding spell, can be removed.
And she chooses.
So it's basically like a wedding ring.
Yeah, it's one of those things that bonds you to your master, and she wants to be bonded to him. It doesn't matter if it's slavery, it doesn't matter if it's a magical spell, it doesn't matter if it's wedding ring. That's what she wants. She wants Naofumi, however socially acceptable or unacceptable that might be, she does not care so long as she's with him. And because he has trust issues, obviously, because that's part of the story, she's like, look, I feel this way about you. And the whole joke is that he sees her as his daughter, and she's like, no, I'm a woman. He's like, no. And hilarity ensues. Anyway, that's a whole other topic. Let's keep going.
Like, crazy how far some of you Berserk fans will go to protect this weird ass series, and then try to make people like me who complain about these things look fucking crazy by saying, oh, you're too...
No. You do that all yourself. All yourself, sir. When you rant and rave for speaking this quickly and complaining about how we are making you look bad, no, that's all on you.
I think the accusation against him, he's just proving that by the word.
Yeah, this is like me complaining, all you fans of Mass Effect, you make me look bad when I start criticizing. It's like, no, I don't care what people think of me and my criticisms. Analyze the criticisms, tell me where I'm wrong. That's what I want to know, not me as a person, I look bad or some stupid shit like that. Anyway, Vladimir, one more time. He might have had a point if Berserk was portraying these themes as a good thing. Thank you. Exactly. If it was rape is good, then you're like, oh my God. Then we have a problem. Because that is not why we have stories. To portray the good guy or the hero or whatever doing the horrible thing, then he would be an anti-hero, and there had to be a darn good reason for us to see a story about this sort of fetish, or this, it becomes a fetish at that point, because what else would it be?
Yeah, you have to go to the hentai corner for that.
It has to be. It has to be some fantasy fetishization of like war. And you have like the hero who loves killing. And you're like, oh my God, why? It's like, this is all he does. This is all he knows. And unless he's helping a greater good, like the country he's a part of, then it's just gore. It's just violence for the sake of one character on his quest to kill as many people as possible or whatever the story is. So Berserk is not that. There's a fundamental reason why Guts is the way he is, and we all know why.
He better not read Oedipus Rex.
Don't worry about it.
This type of content, go and read your little kiddie books and shit. Do with me being immature. It has everything to do with me not wanting to read weird shit. And since we
don't
Then
read
don't
it.
read it.
Don't talk about it. It's that. Why are you talking about it if you don't want to read it? This is like, I'm never going to go to that restaurant down the street. You can't convince me. Stop complaining. It's like, why are you so angry about not doing a thing that you don't want to do and no one cares?
I want to be recognized as an adult, but I don't want to like the adult thing that the adults like.
Has this guy ever argued with someone before? Like, ever? And like, hey, you shouldn't say that. Why? I don't believe it. It's like, okay, you don't believe a thing. Then why are we talking? I have no problem with you not caring about a thing. So shut up about the thing I like, because you have no basis for an opinion. This is what? How did this video come about? I don't get it. He saw a meme he didn't like. Oh, the Berserk people are weird. It's like, do you understand?
I'm not a kid. I'm an adult. Don't call me immature. I'm totally a grown up.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
I don't get it. Yeah.
Who's a person having to consume weird shit. Like last time I checked, being mature includes you paying bills, you getting your own house and getting out of your mom and dad's fucking basement, getting your own car, getting a great...
Then why are you reading or
you
not
can
reading
do
manga?
all these things and still be immature.
Why are you complaining to people who like manga? Manga is for everyone. It's not one age group. What's the problem here? And it's not like manga for kids. It's manga for adults. So again, what is the immature thing here, aside from you ranting? Last I checked, children scream and shout over anything. And I have that every week with my niece and nephew. So it doesn't matter.
Totally emotionally mature because I have reached a certain age on my birth certificate thingy stuff.
Yeah, I'm the mature one. I'm the one ranting. Therefore, why are you angry at me? Like, what? What are you talking about?
There are 80-year-olds who act like children. Doesn't make them mature. It's not an age thing.
Like, those things are what make you mature. In those weird ass scenes where they have a horse trying to rape a girl. But according to Berserk fans, if I can't consume this type of content, then I'm not mature. Yeah, that's right, people.
No. It's
No. Go on.
It's not for you. You've admitted you don't like it. Fair enough. Go away. We don't need to hear your...
You can be mature and not read it, but you're definitely immature the way you go on about it here.
If you don't like a certain thing, great. Don't talk about it. It's the simplest thing. You have no knowledge. It's not for you. Go away. If you were part of a scene, let's say, I don't know, the grunge scene, some sort of music scene, and you outgrew it, you have reasons why you outgrew it. It's like, that's not for me. I grew out of it. I like other kinds of music now. Back then it was a phase I was in, or whatever the reasoning was. You could explain it in a very mature way. You don't say, oh, the people I were with were all jerks. They all acted improperly. So, well, that has nothing to do with the music. That has nothing to do with the culture. You just didn't like the people in it. So you're addressing the issue by pointing to the others who mistreated you, as opposed to what the thing was, what the scene was, what the music was, what the culture was, the time of year. You're attributing a bias where it doesn't belong. This is silly.
The other kids who are also totally adults picked on me. I'm totally an adult.
Yeah, it's kind of like being at recess and we're all playing ball together, but I don't play ball anymore because they were fighting with me, and therefore ball sucks, and everyone who plays ball is a loser, and I'm the big boy on the playground or some nonsense. Like, this is the kind of mentality this guy is having right now.
Paying bills, despite me having my own house, despite me having those things and doing responsible, mature shit. Yeah.
You have your own house? You sound like you're 9. Or your grammar sound.
Maybe it's a Lego house.
It could be one of those cheap things in Italy for like they'll give you money. It's like, hey, come live in our village that's dying. It's like, what? Okay.
Oh, that's a thing?
Oh yeah, they give you money to live in Italy.
Damn. Oh, the pasta.
Well, you have to walk a few miles to get it, but yeah.
I'm fine with that. I'm used to walking.
All right. Yeah, but you can go live in Italy for they'll give you money to do so. So yeah.
That's awesome. I have to think. I seriously have to think about that.
All right. Okay.
I can't consume weird ass Berserk where they have Griffith climbing up a tree and forcing himself into an underage girl's room and then raping her, all because
it wasn't rape, but it was rather forced. Yes, so she was into it because she liked Griffith.
But he did do it for petty reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
To soothe himself, yes, because one of his pawns just walked away, which completely shattered his worldview, where he had the strings on everyone.
Yeah. Weird way of describing that scene, but okay. Well, if you don't like it, that's fine. No big deal.
Oh no, the villain did a bad thing.
Yeah, the villain did villainous things. I hate it. Like, oh, okay, yeah, good.
The villain should respect women. He should not be a misogynist.
I guess mission accomplished by the writer. I don't know. I guess the audience was freaked out. Like, oh my god! It's like,
how dare the villain not respect my pronouns?
guy left him. And with the amount of influence that the Berserk series has on the anime industry and this weird ass fan base, it makes so much sense now on why there is
how is this have anything to do with Berserk, what we're on the screen right now? Does anyone know? A bunch of women showing off.
All right, I wanted to watch Fire Force. Thank you for the reminder.
Is that Fire Force on the left? Yeah, it is Fire Force. It's what's her face? The cat girl. Whose name I forgot because I haven't watched Fire Force in a while.
out here today. Like, they probably looked at Berserk and it was like, oh shit, they got away with that. Hey, let's do our own version.
No one's saying Berserk is adult, therefore I'll make an adult show for young men. No, that's not how manga or anime works. There's plenty of ecchi manga that is designed to titillate and crack a joke at romance, but unless you're doing hentai, no, it's its own category. No one's being inspired by Berserk to make ecchi anime or manga, as far as I know.
That would be a very disturbed person.
There is some weird horror porn or horror with porn associated with it. There's very niche, but I don't think they go, wow, Berserk did it right, I'm going to do my own version. I don't think so. I could be wrong, but this is a very, very small amount of manga out there, I'm sure. Again, there's something for everyone. I wouldn't be surprised, but you have to fish for it.
The bare minimum, and let's see what we can get away with. And that's how shit like Sword Art Online and
No. You trying to draw the line between Berserk and Sword Art Online and Chainsaw Man? You are making a giant house of cards I don't want to even bother looking at.
He has seen things that are similar, therefore they must be connected.
How?
Because they look similar, therefore they must be connected.
How is Sword Art Online connected to Berserk?
Because they're girls with chesticles, I guess.
The guy has a sword? I I don't know. Holy hell.
It's a fantasy-ish thing.
And Chainsaw Man, I don't even want to begin to.
Gore. There's gore,
yeah.
So it's Berserk.
There's blood. There you go. Wow. What a connection.
I mean, if he had brought Rape Man, that would be something else.
Rape Man is a fascinating manga. I'm just like in awe of Rape Man. I'm like, wow. This is a fantasy? These are all the Japanese think? I'm like, this is amazing. Where's my Toreador mask? I'll go help women. Like, what? No.
Not this way.
Not like that. No, sir. Anyway.
But enough of me shitting on Berserk and this weird ass fan base, because I can go all day on just how fucking weird.
It's the video. You're not even halfway done, so you're gonna change the topic. Okay. I mean, that's weird.
Cool.
Let's talk about Gundam, I guess. I don't know.
From a girl fucking a statue and licking it in a girl masturbating to a burning body to an underage girl taking off her clothes and riding Gus's sword.
You know, this is not all that's in Berserk, buddy. I don't know why you're focusing on the sex part.
I think he's sexually repressed.
It must be because this is like such a small amount of content in all of Berserk. There's a lot of great scenes in Berserk, and none of them have sex in it. So, I don't know what's your fascination with drawn nudity and sex. This is...
He also doesn't understand that the age is different in different countries.
Oh, this is the American xenophobic view of the world?
Of course it is.
Yeah. If you don't adhere to my ethics, it's immoral. Like, what? Why?
And if he had grown up in Austria, he would have died of shame because all the girls are sexually active at 14.
Oh, yeah. Good old Austria. Well, what are you going to do? I just like the cake and the beer. I don't know about the women. Anyway,
the cake is awesome.
I know. It's stellar. I can't believe I haven't had half of it. And it's I have to go there to find it. Can't get anywhere else.
And I am not a coffee person, but man, coffee in Vienna. Oh
man. The smell alone is just...
Not just they roast it fresh and ask you in which part of the city you live, because there's different water in different parts of the city.
That's cool.
And so they roast it according to how it will best work for that water.
I always I had to ask the there's a German bakery. I always asked them why did you use this coffee maker, because it smells so different. I was like, this is a German manufactured coffee making machine, and obviously it's a German bakery and Austrian cakes and bagels and what have you, but this is the best we found from... They're shopping around, like buying like a $8,000 coffee machine. Like, holy shit, this is industrial size, but it's lined up every weekend just to have a piece of cake and a coffee. So they're doing something weird in Austria. I don't know what. But even my mom, when she went there...
They have to focus right on the food quality. That I cannot argue with. Whatever else they fuck up, that they get right.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Let's not say they're perfect. Good enough. Okay.
Split her in half, to the fucking king getting turned on by Griffith, raping his underage daughter, and then proceeds to go upstairs and try to rape his underage daughter, and she's trying to escape from him, butt-ass naked, and he's...
What is your problem with the adult content in the story, sir? It doesn't seem like you like it very much, because...
It doesn't seem like he has much of a problem with it by putting it up on his video with the tiniest censor bars.
Yeah, this is like, dude, we get it. There's sex and violence and rape and all kinds of other things in Berserk.
Lots of crazy, evil people, bad people, people with very, very horrible issues. And this, by the way, was nothing out of the ordinary in noble families, especially the Habsburgs. But this is...
Yeah, this is like watching or reading Song of Ice and Fire books and going, why is this... all this rape and murder and war going on? This is horrible. It's like, yeah, that's kind of the idea of a dark fantasy.
In Game of Thrones, it does seem to be a bit more than necessary.
Oh.
In Berserk, it's just, I'd say it's all justifiable. It's not on an exaggerated, here, look at the shocking scene thing. It's just there's always reason and story behind it.
Yeah. Well, he obviously does not like it. Or he's going through his mind as if, oh, this is horrible. This is not good for kids or some nonsense, but he's attributing it to himself? I don't know.
Look how horrible this is. Look at it. Look at it. I'll show you how horrible this is. This is what I had to look at. Look at it. That's what he's doing.
I don't know. It's a weird argument.
Unbelievable. It's like it's a very strange way of coping. Maybe wait.
Yeah.
Is it a type of virtue signaling of, look, I saw this and I don't like it. I'm not a weirdo.
Yeah, this story has adult themes in it. What do I do? I've never seen a pornography before. I've never seen a slasher flick before, So I'm gonna.
I think that's what it is. He's ashamed. He's embarrassed, and he needs to tell the world, "I am totally not into any of this. Please believe me."
I think it's more sinister than that. I think there's a little bit of ego because he's making a video about it, showing, look at all the porn, look at all the violence, and I'm like, okay, but all you're saying is you don't like it. That doesn't mean it's bad. What are you talking? This is entertainment for the purposes of...
copied out all the pages and edited them, and then linked them all to pull them up into his video.
That takes that time and effort. Yeah, so you went through this slow, meticulous process of seeing the things he doesn't like, which, if you ever do that, the emotional reaction that you have is going to be zero, because you have to do the job of, going through the thing you don't like. It's like, oh, this page I don't like. Okay. Then you build up the emotion again to act it out on mic, and then do the editing for all the things you copied. It's like, was that not cathartic at all? Did you not go through that entire process and go, oh, I'm okay now?
Yeah, it's smut. It's a horrible rape scene. That's why he transformed into Connect the Dots.
Yeah, he put the entire I don't know how many rape scenes there are in Berserk, but he put them, pretty much all of them so far, on the screen.
It's over the, over 40 volumes. It's not that many.
All right. 4 minutes and
You
a half.
you don't have one per volume. That's not the case.
Yeah, this is getting a little silly, but we like to listen to stupid people all the time. It happens. So
It grounds us.
it makes us go, is this really what criticism is? I think we've learned a bit more over the years than this fellow, but you never know. Anyway.
Yeah, and it helps you feel not so without confidence about yourself, because you see there are way worse people, way dumber people than yourself out there, and that can also give you a boost in confidence and about your competence.
That's a positive way of looking at it, but I don't think that's a healthy way of looking at it. Anyway,
it's the worst way to gain confidence. It's when you're beneath the asphalt.
Yeah. Okay. Here's a super chat from Copper Owl. This video can't get taken down by how bad the censors. Yeah, I don't know. Someone could flag this very easily. I know.
It's not censors, Copper. It's Connected Dots.
With the red, it's more like highlights, isn't it?
Yeah. Here's the penis. Look at a big giant red bar. Like, oh.
Well, you know how
have your eyes drawn to where the nipples are.
Black.
They're just squares now, but they're still the same.
Black and white color. Let's use magenta. Like, okay. That's a censor, sure.
Draw a clown nose on...
I think it's more red. It's not magenta.
Yeah, all right, whatever. Anyway.
Top of her. Yeah, I can get in my fucking bag on just how fucking weird the Berserk series is, but I'm not trying to do that because I'm not trying to make this video longer than what it should be, and that shit just takes way too much editing, the characters, and the story itself. Now, the Band of Hawks, with the exception of Casca, Griffith, and Guts, are forgettable as fuck, and they serve no purpose other than be Griffith's bitches and help Griffith accomplish his dream. There's about 3 people on the Band of Hawks that I remember, and that's the little kid, the guy with the blonde ponytail, and the guy that's jealous of Guts. And the only reason why I remember those 3 is because the little kid reminds me of Guts. The guy with the blonde ponytail, I remember him because he's always trying to hook Gus up with Casca. The guy that's jealous of Guts, I only remember him.
Tell me you can't remember Pippin?
He's not Yamcha.
Series, which is to be a horny ass dweeb. The Band of Hawks, for the most part, are just tools to build Gus and Griffith's characters. Mainly with Gus specifically is to make him not feel so isolated in the world because he's pretty much alone.
Can you make those censorship points any smaller?
So he can sacrifice them so he can become one of the members of the God Hand. Gus's character, in my opinion, is kind of 50-50. Like, he starts off in the Black Swordsman arc as this super fucking edgelord. It's almost to a point where he's trying too hard to be a badass. He almost made me drop the manga, I'm not even gonna lie, because he was just trying too hard to be this edgelord.
Not one gonna lie.
And why didn't you?
Badass that's trying to emulate Batman or some shit. It's like, okay, can I please get something else from this character? Can I get some layers other than him saying don't touch me every 5 fucking seconds? Like, he literally
No, that has a reason, you idiot. That is especially how people who were sexually abused as children react about touching. They have very big issues with bodily contact because it is against their will. crossing a personal boundary. It is a reflex that if you do it with the wrong person, you might just catch a reflexive punch right to your face. And that is not done out of malice. That is not even done consciously. That just happens. That was already a good implication. Okay. It wasn't yet foreshadowed that where that came from, because it could also just be because he's an asshole. But it fit perfectly in with what came later. Are you not gonna shit on Puck? Because if you shit on Puck, you're gonna get problems.
Okay.
He's gonna shit on Puck, right?
Puck is good. He's the
soul.
He's the non-adult version of the main character. I'm going to call him main character at least. Anyway, he's complaining about not liking Guts. Fine, I don't care.
Gus. He calls him Gus.
Named Puck to make me start liking Gus's character. Puck will open up Gus's character and make Gus think about certain shit. Like, Puck is definitely a great character, and he adds some comic relief to Gus's fake-ass Batman persona. Like, he's just a breath of fresh air. But Gus's character, for the most part, like, how should I put this? He's pretty much Goku. I'm not even gonna fucking lie.
Are you retarded?
So he's Batman and he's Goku. Okay?
Oh yeah, I remember when Goku's loved ones were ranked in front of him and he was pinned down, forced to walk.
How do you go?
Totally happened in Dragon Ball Z.
How do you connect?
Yeah, and how Goku always was totally serious and grouchy all the time.
How do we get from Batman to Goku? In Guts?
I think this is just his low intelligence brain that it's a hero character, main character, so he's Goku, he's Batman. They're all the same.
I can't even...
All hero characters are the same. That he's fighting, so he's Goku. Batman is also fighting, so he's Goku. Batman is Goku. He's basically saying Batman is Goku.
This is so weird.
Because both are Guts, so he's like, oh god.
Can we make a video about people who criticize Berserk are crazy? Like, this is insane. How do you... I mean, either
Batman.
Either the writers or the creator or whoever came up with the design of Guts is a genius to be able to attribute Batman and Goku in the same character.
I mean, that is a later thing when he has the full armor. That is inspired by Batman's armor. But that's all.
The look, the visuals.
In the beginning, you don't get that.
Okay. This is a thing he said. Guts is like Batman and then like Goku. Not literally Goku, but like Goku. Okay.
Guts' character has nothing in common with the two.
Anyway, okay. I just got to take a step back.
We are dealing with a very smart individual.
We're trying not to laugh. We're in awe. We're just like, wow, this is...
Thank you for the suggestion. Keep them coming.
Yeah.
Griffith being in Gus's life, Gus is just likes to swing his sword. Like, of course he has the background story of him joining armies and him slaying people for money and shit like that. Like, of course he has that background where he's been molested as a kid and shit like that. Like, he has a background story, but as Gus as a character, like his goal and shit, like, he necessarily doesn't have one, and he doesn't really have one until Griffith is introduced to his life. And it's not even like he found a real goal.
Why would he? Does he need to? Did you have a goal when you were a kid? Did you have a goal when you grow up on the battlefield? Do you have even time to worry about that?
Wasn't his... I can't remember what the scene he's at the Fireflies, he's at the top of the hill looking down at the camp. He's saying, I did this all to survive. Swinging the sword is all I knew. And then he realizes there's more to life because people have a goal. He's like, oh, like he never had one. That was his life. He was just trying to survive on the battlefield. That's all he knew.
He was doing his job, so to say.
I don't see why this is I mean, it could be seen as a bad thing. You want a story with a character who has a goal. It's like, fine. But, this is a slow burn. It's not, hunt demons. Why? We don't know. We have to find out. We have to build up to that scene to get why Guts is the way he is. You don't just go from straight, 1 to 100. So maybe
he dismisses Guts' backstory with, of course he's been molested as a child. Hey.
Well, maybe
so do we have a problem with that or not?
I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't like the Japanese style of storytelling of slice of life, because they usually default to that or start off with that and they build up to something and they want people to ease in, you know.
Maybe he just wanted it to be mentioned in text.
Guts wants
but
a house
not actually on panel.
Yeah, Guts has a goal of achieving in the X, and you're like, okay, now I know. It's like, so good for you. He seems to be a man of the moment, like a man of action. He's not like, I'm going to plan ahead. He's like, not really. It's kind of impulse driven.
Mercenary is not really someone to plan.
Yeah.
He plans for the battle, but he doesn't really plan from battle to battle. That's not the point. That's your point is literally whoever pays me.
All right. Here is a super chat from Legacy. Thank you, sir. Bruce Banner got beaten by his father and gaslit him into not telling himself wife, who he eventually killed in front of his eyes, but we don't care.
Oh, there's a thing, I think, in the comic where, what's it called? Bruce Banner's father killed his wife in front of Bruce.
Interesting.
Okay.
We're 7 minutes in, and it's just, I'm going to say it, he's a child. He's a child.
But he doesn't want to be called a child.
No. He owns a house. He can't be a child. He owns a house, guys.
A doghouse?
We don't know. Anyway.
Revenge quest of anything. Like, if you take Griffith's character away from Gus, or hell,
revenge from whom?
If Gus never met Griffith, what is Gus's goal and what is his character? Like, I know in the Golden Age he left Griffith's crew so he can go find a goal, but
he just go from battlefield to battlefield until he dies.
It's as if his character is defined by his conflicts, like with other people, like Griffith. Isn't that fascinating?
Oh no!
I wonder how stories work. I can't seem to connect this idea of character development and conflict. Why does that happen? I don't know.
I wonder how life works. I think this is an implication that this guy did not ever have conflict in his life.
Or that would explain the house. You know, how did he get all this money to buy a house? Someone gave it to him. Someone gave him the money. I don't know. It's a simple fact of life that if you are stagnant and there's no conflict in your life, you're not going to change. There's no reason to change. If you have everything provided, like food and shelter, there's no need to go out and get it. You already have it. You already have the thing you need. Huh.
didn't really find any goal. He just went to, I think he even says he likes to just swing his fucking sword. He left the band of hawks, he went to a fucking cabin, and he went to this waterfall where he was training with this little girl who was dropping fucking logs on the waterfall, and then he went to this guy who used to pimp his sword out, and it's like, other than that, he really has no purpose in being in the story.
No. He skipped over the scene of why he left Griffith and the conversation he heard with Griffith saying, hey, what is a friend? What does it mean to have a friend? And he wanted to find that out. He wanted to go on his own little journey. He didn't know what he wanted, but he knew it involved swinging his sword.
He wanted to know what he can have beyond that. What his goal that he will pursue will be.
I have the feeling...
Because he didn't have one up until that point. He was just doing what others told him to do.
Yeah, I have the feeling...
That's the point.
He did not pay attention after a certain point in the story, whether the manga or the anime. He just said, oh, this is dumb. I don't like this. This is dumb. And he just did not listen to what was going on in these scenes. Which is weird, because if you watch the anime, it's easier to digest. There's music. And the music sets the tone. And you're like, oh, there's something special going on here. And the music really sets it apart from other anime because of its unique style. So if you watched the anime in the 90s and you didn't pay attention, then fine. But it comes down to, this is not for you. You do not understand what's happening on the screen.
Oh, it's stuck on my end.
What? No, we're good.
being Griffith's bitch. It's not until he meets back up with the band of Hawks when Griffith gets captured that he has a goal. And I know I'm being unfair to Gus's character when I say stuff like, oh, take Griffith's character away from Gus, and what is Gus's character and what is Gus's goals. Like, I know it's unfair.
No, that's after the fact he left Griffith. That's after the fact. He's already on his journey, and then they call him back. I think it's like almost a year later.
Mm-hmm.
So he's already figuring that out. He had a goal.
It's Berserk that introduces this whole finding a goal thing with Gus's character, because Gus overhears Griffith spitting game to this underage girl, where Griffith says, hey, anyone that's working for me in my dreams, I can't really see them as an equal or even a friend. It's at that point where Gus is like, yo, I need to find a goal. And I need
So he knows that Guts has a goal or a plot now. So why did you say all that bullshit before? What is going on? This guy is very confusing.
Yeah, and he doesn't understand that that Guts' goal is to become worthy of that, to become a true friend to the guy he venerates, he respects, without understanding, because nobody understood this, that Griffith only said that to impress the princess. He didn't actually mean it, and even if he believed what he said, it is certainly not what he truly feels.
Because if he did,
Griffith cannot see anyone as equal.
Yeah, because if he did truly want a real friend as he described it, then he would go, wow, Guts is going to become a real friend. I have to let him go to achieve his dream, and then I will see him as an equal later on. And that would have been the best thing he's ever wanted, because to him, he was the pinnacle. No one could beat me.
Exactly.
And all of a sudden, I have this unimaginable, unpredictable person that I see as a beneath me suddenly is now better than me, at least at one thing, like fighting. He's going to go off, figure himself out. He's going to come back 10 years later.
Yeah, and he takes agency. He cuts himself loose from Griffith and goes his own way. The very thing that Griffith, without knowing that someone was listening, said, but doesn't actually believe. Because what he truly believes, what he truly feels, is that everyone, including Guts, has to be in his hand, and he has to have them all under control. All these little dolls in his dollhouse have to do exactly what he wants them to do. And now one of them rebels. And not just rebels, but beats him into freedom. That is why Griffith mentally breaks down. This is the narcissistic personality losing control.
He's faced with the words that he tried to believe, like he said he believed in, were true, and he goes, that's not true. That's not what I wanted. I wanted him under my heel. I wanted everyone under my heel, and now I can't have that. Mm-hmm. What do? I lied to myself. I lied to someone else. I'm distraught. I'm broken.
Oh, I don't think that he cares about whether he lied. It's just that I don't think he's that self-reflective, because types like him don't self-reflect. That's why they are as they are.
Possibly, yeah.
Griffith just has the boon of being a narcissist and psychopath that has actual skill in many things. He's a competent psychopath, competent narcissist. But he is still that. And these types crash the moment they lose control. That's when they throw tantrums. And that's why Griffith then prematurely went to the princess. He would have eventually done that, but he would have done it in a more fluent way. Not right away, but like taken time to build up this whole thing, manipulate the king into liking him, accepting him, and all of that. But one of his dolls just ran away, and so he needs this feeling of a win, of control about someone. That's why he went to the princess, to have this feeling of control over her, and that's what ruined all his plans. He needed it now. The one time he couldn't further scheme into the future.
All right, we're almost halfway done. We could skip ahead. This is probably a lot of silly things he says. He's speaking, but you know.
But that's the joke.
Smud, we can't miss the punchlines, you know.
All right.
Yeah.
so that Griffith can see me as an equal. But all that shit falls flat on his face because once Gus beats Griffith and leaves the band of Hawks to go find his quote-unquote gold, Gus doesn't do anything but go in the middle of fucking nowhere to this cabin just to swing his fucking sword around to cut logs and shit and get his sword pimped out every other day by this fat-ass swordsmith. So yeah, Gus's character without Griffith's character being involved with him, kind of fucking sucks, alright? But Gus's character with
That's
Griffith's
part of what you
character
do. You
being
keep
involved
doing
with
what you're
him,
good at.
now that's where we have some good shit, alright? Because it's Griffith's character that fills in all the holes and helps all the
All
negatives
the
of
holes.
Gus's character, which is why I ultimately believe when Berserk ends, both Gus and Griffith are going to die because without Griffith's character being attached to Gus's character fucking sucks. But the same can be said about Griffith.
Oh, so Casca has absolutely no relevant relation to Guts.
I love it how earlier he states, it's like, Casca, Griffith, Guts are the only ones memorable in the Band of the Hawk aside from everyone, So everybody else is forgettable. And then right now I guess he's just putting Casca on the sidebar, or is he just not going to acknowledge it?
He's going to some logical conclusion that the ending of the story is where everyone dies, and you're like, well,
Everyone died. Yeah, that's not what Miura was confirming. That's not where it's headed.
I mean, that's a tragic ending, but I'm like, based off his dislike of the characters being apart, therefore they're going to end together and they're going to die together, or else they'll be boring, which is a dumb deduction or a dumb process of deduction.
I could do without the monkey kid, but even he has his purpose.
You don't say it's going to be this way because otherwise it would suck. Like, there's lots of ways something could suck or be boring to you in your subjective interpretation. And Guts could have another villain. Griffith could have another villain. There's all kinds of conflicts they could have outside of each other. So it's very possible that endings could happen completely differently. So weird prognostication there.
I mean, right now we're still in the part of the story where we have to fight absolute mega gods, and all we have is a knife and a fork.
But we do know it will end, and that's something that
it will be cathartic.
It will take some time, yeah.
Has a purpose in the story. He has a background in the Golden Age arc. We see him in the process of him trying to achieve that goal. Hell, I'll take it a step further. You could take Gus completely out of Berserk and just make this whole story about Griffith, and the story would still be
What?
To be completely honest, the only time I really get excited when reading Berserk is when Griffith and the God Hand shows up. Griffith just impacts a lot of.
Oh, you mean the time when Griffith raped Casca, which you hate so much?
So demons are okay, but Guts sucks. The main character sucks. That's fascinating.
Some crazy psychopath who wants to build a pseudo-utopia golden cage control society. That is interesting. Not the guy who's actually trying to make the world better by being a good person. Okay.
Yeah, the guy who's actively tearing reality apart. But, no, he's the good guy.
Within the story, and he's clearly the star when it comes to who is an enjoyable character in Berserk. But despite Griffith being the most interesting and most enjoyable character in the series of Berserk, he has a lot of flaws as a character, which causes him to do a lot of weird shit throughout the series.
Oh my god, are you going to be bitching because the bad guy is weird?
He's interesting, but he's got the flaws.
Yeah, that's what makes him interesting. But that's bad? What? The Joker from Batman is crazy. I don't understand. Why is he crazy? I don't like him when he's crazy. It's like, what do you want him to be? Normal?
I am lost as to why he just said what he said.
Well, we'll see his description of Griffith being bad because he's weird.
His infatuation with Gus. When Gus first joins the Band of Hawks, Griffith calls Gus to the back to have a conversation with him, and when Gus comes to the back, Lord and behold, there's a butt-ass naked Griffith. And from that point on, they talk and they start playing Splashy Water. Now me, I don't want to read no weird shit like that in my manga.
Are you gay
Splashy
phobic?
Water is what?
He's embarrassed.
Is he?
He's never been to Waterworld.
He's never read a bunch of naked men bathing themselves and playing in the water before? Have you ever played with children, sir? Ever?
I think you would misunderstand that instantly as something weird. We mean when you were a child yourself.
This is so
infantile. This moment. This yes, exactly. And this moment with Griffith and Guts there, that is a moment of innocence that Guts never experienced in his life. A chill, friendly, funny moment with a potential friend. He's never had a friend before.
and he's uncomfortable that he's naked and throwing water.
Somebody's afraid that he's gay.
Have you ever gone swimming, sir? Like what the hell? Have you ever bathed a child before? Like
this man will not have children.
Have you ever taken your niece and nephew to the swimming pool? Like have you? Like this is like.
This man will not have children. He is embarrassed by anything sexual.
I guess. I don't know. This is getting kind of embarrassing for me. I'm like, holy shit, dude. You gotta go out and pet a dog or something.
He needs a therapist.
A dog will jump in the water and get you wet by virtue of being a dog. Anyway.
Where there's two dudes splashing water on each other, and then one of the dudes is butt-ass naked. Like, that's just some shit I don't want to see when I'm reading manga. But that's not the only thing that's weird about Griffith's infatuation.
So he's weird because he bathes and he plays...
It's splishy splashy. It's splishy splashy smud.
What are people in medieval times supposed to do? Put on a Speedo?
You know what that sounds like? It sounds like a hero from One Punch Man or something. It's like he puts on his splishy splashy technique. You're like, oh my god, he defeats the villain. And they go, okay. I don't like the splishy splashy.
You know, bathing suits have not been invented yet. This isn't Goblin Slayer.
Oh my god, this guy is living in his own bubble, and I'm like, dude. Humans, interact with them, please.
Later on in the Golden Age arc, when Gus decides to lead a band, Griffith is so fucked up by Gus leaving his crew that he decides to go climb up a tree, hang on a tree branch like on some Batman type shit, force himself into an underrated...
No. Guts is the Batman, not Griffith.
No. That's just, yeah. What Griffith does is vampire shit, which is very fitting because the mythological attributes of the vampire are surprisingly congruent with the attributes of a narcissist. A narcissist, one, does not reflect, just like a vampire. A vampire has to be invited into your home, into your safe place. So only then he can do the worst of damage. He will suck your life out. He will manipulate you. He will turn everyone against you or the other way around.
Well,
you will build a cult of personality.
At least we know his literary knowledge is Berserk, Batman, and Dragon Ball. This is what this guy knows.
Oh, you got splishy splashy.
Well, I don't know what.
He's not been to Waterworld.
He's never been to a bath. I forget Waterworld. Water's fun, dude. Take a bath.
Do you wash?
Yeah. Did you ever? When's the last time these people in America have taken a bath? Like when was they filled up?
And do you wash your genitals?
No, don't ask that. It's too embarrassing for him.
Like this. You have to do that. Don't just do that during sex. You need to do that before. It's disrespectful.
All right. Okay.
Talking about Princess Charlotte, who was 17 at the time. 23 to 25 at this time. Pretty much, Griffith pulled the EDP and he proceeded to rape Princess Charlotte while thinking about Gus the entire time. Not only that, but he has this iconic moment where he sacrifices the whole band of Hawks so he can become one of the God Hands. And his reason for doing this is because
it's not rape if she fantasizes about it.
Kingdom, that he felt like this was his only opportunity in achieving his dream. So he took the Beherit and made a deal with the God Hand so he can unite the world into his own kingdom. Also, he was pissed off at Gus and he felt like Gus was the reason why his whole world and dream was falling apart. Which it wasn't, because if it wasn't for Griffith fronting this shit shit in front of that underage girl, telling her that he didn't see none of his comrades as friends or equal, that he only used them to achieve his dream. If he never said those things, then that means Gus never hears those words come out of his mouth, which means that Gus doesn't lead the band of Hawks, which means that the eclipse never happens. But no,
What?
Griffith wanted to be a little bitch, and he wanted to flex his shit, and then when shit goes left, he wanted to blame Gus for everything, when all he had to do was
It wasn't simply about Griffith being able to build his bullshit utopia. It was him being offered to be an ultimate god with wings.
He's trying to rationalize if Guts was not there to hear the conversation with Charlotte, therefore he wouldn't have left and all the preceding events.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Likely, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine, but, I mean, what's your point?
That's not the story.
He's just describing Griffith's irony? I don't know. What do you want to call that? If this...
Hypocrisy?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, yeah, there's problems with Griffith. We get it.
all he real from the get-go and stopped doing all this emotional female shit. He also raped Casca to get
What?
Female.
Emotional female shit. What does that mean?
Look at the censorship.
Yes, I remember. I know the fucking emotional female shit. Which I remember the off-screen panel when Casca was so upset she raped someone off-screen.
Oh,
That totally happened.
okay.
Could this guy be any more immature?
He just showed us, well, I'd say about 80% of the panels were sex.
Is he... What do you want Berserk to be? Just hack-slashing monsters? You apparently have a problem with lack of character. You have a problem with character. You have a problem with the dark scenes that make the story, that make the characters who they are.
Yeah, did he want Griffith to be perfect? Like the perfect villain or the perfect hero? Like, what do you want? No hypocrisy? Okay, I mean, that's kind of boring, but...
I think he wants light-hearted, superficial stuff like Dragon Ball.
And Batman.
And Batman.
Yeah, that's lighthearted. Maybe the cartoon version.
Compared to Berserk, kinda, yeah.
Don't read Detective Comics these days.
he has this huge boner for Guts. Pretty much that shit because Gus left him and he wanted to get back at him. All in all, Griffith's character is 50-50 for me. On one side, he fucking sucks because he does a lot of weird shit like rape an underage girl.
What?
He's the villain!
He does a lot of weird shit because he's the villain. It's like, yes?
He's a psychopath. He's sadistic. He's vengeful. He's jealous.
I like the Joker 50-50 because he kills a lot of people, but you know, it's like, okay.
Oh, because he kills, okay. But the rape part, oh.
Yeah, he burned the money. That's a good scene. I like that scene. I was like, what?
Griffith doesn't respect my pronouns, so I don't like him.
This guy is all over the... I don't understand his criteria at all for what it makes a good villain. He does weird shit, therefore he's bad. Like, what?
How do you find these things?
Also, he has this weird infatuation with Gus that completely ruins...
It's not weird. We know... You even explained why. It makes total logic. We don't need to speculate. If it was weird, we'd be like, why does he like Guts so much? It doesn't make sense. We know exactly why he doesn't like Guts. Or is infatuated with Guts. Why does he keep saying this?
Story. On the other side, he's an interesting character because he has an interesting background as well as an interesting motive that moves the story. Also, he impacts a lot of shit within the series and he has huge influence on a lot of characters. As for Casca, she fucking sucks, alright?
Wow.
What?
What? Wait, you can't just go, oh, Casca and fucking Guts and Griffith are the most notable characters from the band The Hawk, and then be like, oh, by the way, Casca fucking sucks.
You know, if Bears was still around, he'd have a few choice words that he would have uttered at least 24 times by now.
Yeah.
This is sad. Casca sucks because she was a bitch and complained. This guy, like, does not understand grammar? and just writes whatever on the top of his head. Like, and then after the eclipse, she pretty much becomes a potato and a reoccurring rape victim who...
Reoccurring rape victim who constantly gets her cloves ripped off and molested. Berserk... Wait, let me ask you. Berserk woman in a nutshell. It's not true for
You
me.
mean the woman who was one of the best fighters that could hold her water to men of triple her size, who was leading an army and beating the Power Rangers villain of the day? Just any other woman, right? And this absolute unit of a woman, beautiful on top, the ultimate tomboy, if you will, then gets completely destroyed. Oh, she's a potato. Her mind is broken because she got raped. And that makes her rather vulnerable. She doesn't know where she's going. She's not consciously here anymore. So yes, she's an easy victim now. Man, you are...
Maybe
You are not a child.
maybe go watch some.
Believe that as a child.
Maybe he used to watch some 90s like Law and Order, like all the bad things that happen to people, and go, oh, this is how life is in the city. And then maybe he should like travel to Europe and, oh, this is how life is in Europe. It's a little different than what I thought. And he just comes back and he goes, people are different than what I thought they were. And they're good and bad and different shades of this and that. Maybe he'd get a broader understanding of life and go, that weird story I read a decade ago about some fantasy dark world. Like, oh, that was really creative. I didn't understand it. Let me go read it again. And maybe he'll have a different appreciation. This is a guy who hasn't read much or seen much to appreciate different... I think perspectives that are not his are just lost to him.
Mm-hmm.
Something's going on. Like, this is clearly a child who hasn't seen the world, even though he's bought a house or has a house.
That he can hide in so he doesn't have to see the world.
I would think some conflict is needed to acquire a house, like effort and time and, savings, shopping, there's timing, like all kinds of elements. But this guy's like, Casca sucks. She just bitches and complains. And then she has no character because she turns into a shell of a woman. Like, okay. Yeah, that's good because it shows tragedy. And what happens after the fact. They could have easily left her to the side and forgot about her, but they brought her to the story still. Like this remnant that's still there. That's constantly, oh yeah, that's the woman that Griffith raped. She's still there. And that's why Guts is still doing what he's doing for her.
Mm-hmm. And he has finally a goal.
But he doesn't like it because she's a potato. All right.
As a character, and all she does is bitch. Like, this character is so fucking annoying, bro. I don't give a fuck how sad her backstory is or how sympathetic.
Really? Okay. Rape victims. Who cares? I don't care. Why should we care?
Is like, no, this character fucking blows. As for Zai in the Skull Knight, I fuck with them.
Zai?
As for the guy hands, I fuck with all of them. As for Vargas and the Count from the Black Swordsman arc, I fuck with both of them. As for the blonde,
What is he saying?
What?
I fuck with them?
fuck with them as in he's cool with them.
Really?
What is this
I
language?
don't know. Is that the local lingo these days? I've never heard that term.
English, motherfucker. Do you speak it?
Whoo! We are learning.
keep on trying to hook Gus up with Casca, I fuck. And as for that little midget bitch with the magic powers, what's her name? Sharika or some shit like that? She just alright. Overall, the Berserk story.
She's okay? Why?
Why fuck for
Well, he can't say he'll fuck with her.
She gets
That
better
would sound like
after
pedophilia because his language is gay.
Bernice gets better after the fucking rape horse thing. She becomes a witch, you know?
I thought all the characters were boring and useless except for the main three, and now Casca sucks.
Fucking this guy, Smud. Could you imagine? This guy was reading the goddamn scene with the horse, and it's just yawn. Get the fuck out of here with this lame ass shit, and then cut. Then he fucking goes and reads the later pages, and that's just, oh hey, now you know I kind of fuck with this, and it's the dumbest. It could be like the dumbest page you could look at.
I'm thinking of like if we were to actually narrate that, it would be like a blaxploitation comic, and he'd be this dude. He'd be this guy reading a comic. Like, this ain't no American comic. What is this shit? You know, like the silliest thing you can imagine. And he's just applying his limited view of ethics to like demons and angels running around. You're like, okay, this is too silly. This is.
He doesn't like the yogi.
He doesn't like many things in Berserk.
The yogi was amazing.
I thought the
Best side
blacksmith was
character.
awesome. There's all kinds of great. There's all kinds of great characters in Berserk.
What count? Like,
But the yogi, I just like the yogi because he's funny.
Yeah.
He's great humor.
oh, but see how far this goes.
a lot of weird shit in it, and I know this is supposed to be a dark fantasy story or whatever the fuck, but
Really?
that's not an excuse to have all that weird shit in it. All right.
Wait. It's supposed to be a dark fantasy where, if you guys
But
understand,
it doesn't have. But there's no excuse to have that in there.
but we can't have weird shit, guys. Dark fantasy cannot have weird shit. Okay? Science fiction, dark science fiction, nope, can't have it.
It's not like it's called dark fantasy for a reason.
Forget your imagination. No, you cannot deviate from this limited view of content. You can't go beyond whatever I think.
This is a sheltered generation that can't do anything.
What is
Infantilized into late adulthood.
what is
At least his
permissible?
channel name is correct.
Oh yeah, but what is allowable in dark fantasy? Like you remember Dragon Age? It was the most generic dark fantasy. It had almost every trope you imagine except for vampires. I think that was the one thing it did not have. Like everything, like elves, dwarves, ghosts, like all kinds of stuff.
Aren't the Grey Wardens kind of sort of vampires minus a few attributes?
They are slowly turning into demon-like creatures, but they're not technically vampires now.
Yeah, but look, they're cursed.
Yeah.
They have superpowers, and they're slowly turning into monsters. The only thing is that they don't have anything to fight that off with, like drinking blood.
Yeah. Well, they do drink blood to start off with, but that's about
They're
it.
just vampires that can't drink blood.
Either way, I mean, if you imagine, they have elves. I hate elves. This is too weird. Elves are weird. Dwarves are weird. Dragons are weird, even though it's in the title. Nope.
Werewolves, dryads.
Oh, too weird, man. You can't have trees that are talking. You can't have.
That would be Boo Haunted House, you know? Just skeletons, spider, a ghost, haunted house. That's your dark fantasy. All right.
I guess if he were to see Dragon Age 2 with all like the male gay elf prostitutes, like he'd be like, that's too weird. It's like it's so, I can't imagine it. It's so weird. I can't enjoy this. It's like, okay, we get it. It's not for you. When you say something is weird, that means your brain cannot rationally understand the thing that you think should be a certain way. So it's like, oh, why is an orange red? I've never seen that. That's weird. I've never thought of that before. And then maybe there is a genus or a family of oranges that have red skin, and you never heard of that.
He can only play nice games for kids like Breath of the Wild. And the stupid Gerudo jokes are probably already too weird for him.
Oh boy, this is
As well as Mifa and the I forgot the Gerudo girl. They're probably also weird to him because they are just little girls, and especially the Zora girl is just a naked fish. It's probably too weird.
Yeah. But it's okay because there's no adult content in the Zelda games, so.
Well, what, the cross-dressing?
I guess that's okay. There's no violent.
The gay carpenters?
Maybe we'll have exception to that. Who knows? This guy is very sensitive.
Maybe he didn't notice.
Oh, yeah. It's possible. Okay. 13 minutes and a half. Okay.
Read a manga where the king is trying to molest his own her doing that Griffith has sex with her and shit like that. Like, I don't want to read shit like that. I don't want to read about a horse.
Don't read it.
It's the Middle Ages. Expect incest.
This is so like, dude, stop pressing the button. It's like you could have reduced everything to a binary option. I do not want to do the thing. Don't do the thing.
Why did the king rape his daughter? Because she looks like his wife, who's dead. And he can't take that. He can't accept that somebody else touched her. So he wants to make good on that. He's taken over by his indulgence, by his obsession. It's horrible.
After that, the girl
That's what it is.
Gus to fuck his sword naked and shit. Like, it's just a whole bunch of weird shit. Like, I haven't even touched on half the weird shit.
Oh no,
Berserk,
sex is
right?
weird.
Like I said, there's a part in the story where there's an underage girl masturbating to a burning body. Like, this story has a lot.
Yes, that's her fetish.
Yeah. How old is she in that scene?
Oh, I don't know. 14, 15, I can't remember.
That is a natural sexually active age. That's puberty has complete hold of that. Good, I mentioned earlier that oh god, don't go to school in Austria.
Okay. They serve beer at lunchtime. Is that what you're saying?
And that's Bavaria.
Oh, okay.
A lot of weird in it, and I don't give a fuck what the fanboys say. You might say that, oh, that's the point of a dark fantasy. Well, guess what? If this is what y'all want in y'all dark fantasy story, then guess what? Y'all niggas are weirdos too.
All right, I think we're done. I think I've had enough of this.
No, I want to hear the last 2 minutes.
What?
He's talking about Zod.
We're so come on, Smud. We're
He's
so
saying
close.
the same thing over and over. It's too weird. You guys are
Yes,
weird. Blah blah
because
blah.
he only has free brain cells in a triangle.
Smud, we have the last 4 minutes. We're so close.
Well, let's just go through. I'm not going to pause it. This is dumb.
The Berserk series has great world building, and it's to the point where I damn near want to say that the art carries the damn series, because if we're talking about the characters and the story itself, like, the shit is kind of shaky. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I think the story is pretty good, but someone can easily make the case to say that the story is average at best. Like, comparing to a series like Naruto Shippuden, where Naruto Shippuden has some of the same elements as Berserk as far as the friendship,
are you joking?
Finding the purpose in life and finding the goal and revenge. Naruto Shippuden has the same things. What sets those two series apart from each other is just how much more consequences in the Berserk series compared to the Naruto series. And I don't care what anyone says. Everyone loves a story with tension. They love to read a
I don't
talk no jutsu tension.
This is so stupid. I've never seen this. he went from comparing Naruto to Berserk, and he's going, I don't care what anyone says. It doesn't have tension. You're like, oh my god, what is tension? What are you talking about? How do we go from this?
If he just skews his voice a little bit, he'll sound like Cartman.
Oh yeah, maybe.
I'm speechless.
I don't care what anyone says. It has to have tension. I'm like, wait, there's no tension in Berserk.
This is better in Naruto, and that is better in Naruto, and then puts on the screen. I'm not saying Naruto is better. Dude.
There's no tension in the Eclipse arc, guys. None. There's no tension.
Oh, God.
Never happens. You're totally relaxed the entire reading and watching.
Yeah, Judo's death was totally without tension. Yeah, and no impact, no emotional gravitas at all. No.
What's going to happen next? I knew exactly what was going to happen next. Everyone knew. Don't worry. Okay.
What's going to happen next, or they love to read a story not being able to predict what's going to happen because of plot armor. And not to say that
No. Could you predict the rebirth of Griffith? I couldn't. Not during the eclipse, but after the eclipse. I had no idea he was going to be reborn. That didn't make any sense to me. But demons. You have magic as an element, or the entire world is filled with magical evil. Who knows what happens next? It's amazing because we don't know where they're going next. We don't know what's going to happen next. We don't know what kind of crazy magical being's going to pop up and save the day or ruin the day. Everyone has no idea. That's why it's such a fantastical journey. And the art carries it. Wow, look at this giant boat. What's happening? Oh my God, there's a giant sea monster. You're expecting crazy big things. You just don't know what scale, what kind. And if this guy is so creative, demons and angels, it's so boring. Okay.
Apparently you've seen everything
Have any
then.
plot armor, because it most definitely does. More consequences compared to the other series that has the same elements as it, especially if we're talking about Shonen Jump. But at the same time,
How many limbs has Guts lost?
Is Berserk Shonen Jump? I don't think so. I'm quite sure it's never got published in Shonen Jump. So
Guts is a mess every time.
let alone his literal armor eats him alive.
That as well.
I don't know.
He's lucky to have a health potion in his bag later on, in the form of an annoying little elf.
All right.
probably prefer Shonen Jump because it doesn't do a lot of weird shit like Berserk. They probably prefer their stories to be
Who are we talking about?
especially if we're talking about Shonen Jump. But at the same time, someone will probably prefer
Someone. Just generic someone. Okay.
Shonen Jump because it doesn't do a lot of weird shit like Berserk.
So now he's doing the argument from generality, meaning what would the average audience go, or not an audience or a fan of Berserk, but just the manga anime audience, which is stupid because that's not how media works. You appeal to a certain demographic with your content. It can't just be, I'm going to do a rom-com to 65-year-old men. No. This is stupid.
I mean, considering the absolute fetish shit, pedo shit we have to read in school, I'd say we can put Berserk on the mandatory reading list in schools, and then we can get the average.
I wouldn't say it's comparable to Shonen Jump if you want to use that age group. You would not show Berserk to that age group. It's weird. So
Ego Dreamer in the chat says Shonen Jump is for kids and young adults. Very different audience. By the way, I despise the term young adults. They're juveniles. They're not adults yet. That's the whole point. A young adult would be somebody who's not a juvenile anymore, has reached adulthood and is just starting out. So somebody who is just 18 to 20 maybe. That would be a young adult. But that's not how the Americans use it, because there is a certain ideology that wants to push the term adult lower and lower and lower in age.
anyway, he's
Just saying. I'm not accusing you of anything. It's just that
he's speaking of a hypothetical generality, which is what you don't do.
They probably stories to be told without all the weird shit happening in the background, which I kind of agree with them on. And that's how some
Who are they? Who is this hypothetical group which has your same opinion, sir? This is dumb.
people who were mean to him.
He invented an entire fan base that doesn't exist based off his interests. It's like, thanks, that's really helpful.
illusion that the Berserk series is average at best. That's in Berserk.
Why? Because it's weird and cringy, therefore it's weird. What? No.
We make the case and say that they're just doing all that weird shit for shock value, and if you take all the weird shit away from the Berserk story, it's pretty much the same shit as any other anime. The reason why I think it's pretty good is because
Berserk is like any other anime because of shock value. I don't even know what shock value anime is there like Berserk that's dark fantasy. I can't.
It just does it for shock.
I don't even think there is one. Dark fantasy?
Maybe Demon Slayer is a softer version
No,
of that
not even.
always goes on about the tragic pre-story of the demon before he was a demon.
Maybe. I was going to say Hokuto no Ken, but that's its own version, like post-apocalyptic, brains explode sort of a deal. It's like, yeah, well, Kenchiro's his own character. It's kind of his own story there. It's not so much about the shock value, but he's this unstoppable martial artist in the mutated world of the future. So I don't know. Shock value? Can't think of one.
Between Griffith and Gus's characters, like I think they kind of have this Kobe and Shaq in Big.
Kobe and Shaq.
Kobe and Shaq? Kobe. Shaq. Are you... Why is he comparing fucking basketball players to goddamn people in the Middle Ages?
Oh, I know.
Man, it's because he's black, man.
Because he's black. I was gonna say.
When do we get to see Griff? When do we get to see Griffith slam dunk the fucking something into the hoop?
Oh God. I mean, okay, so he knows Naruto. What else does he know? Batman.
Goku.
He knows of Goku. Maybe he doesn't even know it's part of Dragon Ball, but we'll say Goku. And he knows basketball.
No. And Naruto.
Well, I said Naruto first, yeah. So.
And Superman.
Oh, yeah.
No, he doesn't mention Superman.
Oh, he doesn't mention. Oh.
So he doesn't know Superman.
All right, so I don't know the relationship between Kobe and Shaq, and I don't think most people remember the Lakers.
I only remember Shaq from playing a genie in a music in a what is it called? A sound blaster? Ghetto blaster? Ghetto blaster. That was a cool movie.
Really? Okay.
I watched it as a kid. I liked it. I probably couldn't stand it now.
All right. Well, here's a beautiful analogy of Shaq and Kobe.
Into them where they used to be cool and shit.
Biggie and
Take that
Tupac?
emotional loser to ruin everything.
What?
And that's the worst part about Gus and Griffith's relationship is that it feels so fucking forced on how they broke up, right?
How does it? They literally fought each other, and you think that's forced?
Guts wanted to go. Griffith didn't want to let him. Said, "You have to beat me." Guts did.
How is that? They both made a choice.
Compare them to Tupac and Biggie Smalls. Oh yeah, I remember when those two worked as rappers together. Totally, that's totally how it went.
They had a they had a formal duel, and he thinks that's forced. I don't even understand this man's thinking anymore.
He only knows black things.
Yeah, but he watched the show, he read the manga. Like, dude, this is not forced.
Are you sure?
Well, he obviously got clips and scenes of the manga. He must
Are you
have.
sure he didn't just read the wiki and flip through the pages?
I think he doesn't know what the word forced means. I think that's what's happening. He just used that because it sounds good.
Maybe that's why he doesn't understand the difference between some of the sex scenes and the actual rape scenes.
Yeah, well, he only sees the visuals. He doesn't understand what they mean. Yeah, it's possible.
Casca, Gus. Graph.
My God, if Bears was here, he'd be like, "Oh my God, dude, stop being black for like 2 seconds, please." He'd be uncomfortable listening to him, I think.
The melanin would flow out of Bears out of embarrassment.
Yeah, he'd be like, "Oh, please stop. Just stop it." Oh boy. Anyway. I'm just trying to guess what Bears would say at this point in time. It's like, it would make it immeasurably more pleasurable to listen to this guy, but oh.
Yeah, we get half an hour more and have reason to get popcorn.
Yeah. Anyway, we're all like 2 minutes. Yeah, we got 2 minutes. All right.
In like a literal way, right? Like they actually broke up. Like I'm talking about how the friendship had fallen apart. It felt so fucking forced because what Griffith said to Princess Charlotte was just so fucking unnecessary, and it just.
Why? How?
Yes, just see.
What?
What?
That is literally what he's saying. It just seems.
What? I can we repeat the point?
Because
I think my brain skipped a beat.
Let's rewind that one. All right.
about how the friendship had fallen apart. It felt so fucking forced because what Griffith said to Princess Charlotte was just so fucking unnecessary, and it just seemed out of character. Not even.
Wait. Stop.
He's trying to impress her with his sophistry.
He's explaining something to the girl about why he is the way he is.
So awesome.
And she's like, "Oh," she's already enamored by him, but you know, she's still there. And he thinks this scene is forced because she asked him a question.
There's even a panel. There's a panel where you see that the princess doesn't really understand what Griffith is babbling. It's subtle. It's really subtle, but it's there, and it makes it even more hilarious because Griffith doesn't catch it and keeps on his act, and it's Miura is a bloody genius. How well he understood how these crazy, abusive, manipulative pissheads like Griffith act.
So this is during the ball, like the whole party, and they take a break at the fountain, I think. I can't remember exactly the sequence of events. But she's talking to him in a casual manner. Nothing is... like, when you say forced, when I think of a romance, like the girl just professes her love out of nowhere. Like it wasn't built up at all. That's what we mean by forced. It just comes out of nowhere, and we just accept that as part of the story. It happens in bad stories all the time. This scene... they have a building relationship going up. They could have said nothing at this point, and then Griffith could have started talking, and you'd be like, "That's weird." And you would have said that conversation seems forced because it came out of nowhere, even though they already had some sort of silent agreement that they just share time together. That would have been a forced, even though the relationship is there. So there are times when conversations, romance, violence, all kinds of scenarios are forced. Like if someone just pulls out a gun and starts firing, you're like, what the hell? That's a forced scene. It forces the other characters to react, and now you have a shootout or whatever. This is a long conversation they're having. There's nothing forced here. If it was forced, you'd feel uncomfortable as to explaining how we got to this point in the story. Or there wouldn't be a lack of stepping stones to get there, or a lack of support to get there. So no, support, I think what he's trying to say is that he doesn't believe it because he does not like the relationship, or he does not like the scenario for whatever reason. And there could be lots of reasons. And therefore, to him, it's forced. I think. I could be wrong. This guy is all over the place. To him, it could be weird. This is a weird scene. It's so weird. They're in the splishy, splashy water. See, okay. Anyway.
When you take into account just how far Griffith is willing to go just to be around Gus or even talk.
Okay.
Even sold his body and got his booty cheeks clapped just to get funds for his army. Why phrase it like that?
Yeah. Why is this hard to grasp? What
is hard to grasp?
Why is he even bringing this up? Is this scene forced? Kind of. We weren't expecting it. Just boom, all of a sudden, what? He sells his body for money? Why would he do that?
I wouldn't say forced. It's yeah, but this surprise, this whiplash is what it's not what Griffith is about, but it is how you get to know the true face of a narcissist or psychopath, because you suddenly see a side you had no idea this person has.
It has a certain immediate shock value, I would say.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you go, oh, this is what he is. So you could argue that is also forced, but it's just immediate.
It's a character revealing scene, because Casca didn't expect this either.
Griffith seeing Gus as a fucking friend. I don't even know why Griffith was even up there trying to talk his shit with that underage girl. Like, I understand.
Okay, that means you're unaware.
You're an idiot.
Yeah, you're not paying attention or don't understand the scenes.
With the king and shit, but remember the motherfuckers that got you there in the first place. Also, the second fight between Gus and Griffith.
He wanted the kingdom, marrying the bloodline princess. Kinda gets you that.
Top when Gus was about to lead
The hops?
And also, one last thing, can everyone on YouTube please stop saying that Griffith did nothing wrong? Like, Griffith did so much fucked up shit in this series.
I think that one we
Not
can
only did
agree
he do
with.
the Eclipse,
Yeah.
not only did he rape an underage girl, not only did he fucking psychologically manipulate and mindfuck Casca, like, he did so much wrong in this series, all because Gus left him, which it wasn't.
No, he did.
Not just because of that. He did a lot of wrong things before that.
Yeah, he was
He's
raiding
planning on
villages and
assassinating a royal family just to fucking preserve his spot, you know?
yeah, he was always manipulating everyone and seducing them and getting what he wanted. Killing people when they disagree. Like, he's a marauder. A smart marauder. He's still someone who goes around stealing and killing.
It was his fault because he wasn't being real. Please, can everyone stop saying this stupid shit for the sake of having the video out? But that's pretty much all I have to say.
Oh, it's
about
not
the Berserk
everyone
series.
saying that. It's
like
just
I said, Berserk
psychopaths.
is pretty good, but it has a lot of weird shit in it. And I know there's going to be a lot of people that say,
Okay, so I can agree, yes, Berserk has a lot of weird shit, but just not the weird shit this guy described.
Uh-huh.
And how he described it. Like the relationship between Shaq and Kobe.
Every single weird shit
You
that
can
is in
handle
Berserk
it.
is
You
there
can
for a
handle it.
reason.
Well, I tell you what, I dare you to go to a Barnes & Noble or a bookstore or a library, any type of bookstore, all right? And I want you to start your own book club. Get 10 random ass people, all right? And I want you to give them all Berserk volumes. Read the first 10 chapters, and after that, I want you to look up and look at them. I guarantee you that all of them will be staring at you, looking at you like you're some type of weirdo.
No.
No, that just means that you have absolutely no clue about what literature is out there and what is in all of those big classic books.
Or 10 random people who like reading go and read them. Mangas are easy to read, guys. They're very fast. Yeah. It takes very little effort. And if you give a guy who reads books a manga, he's like, oh, this is a comic book. It's like, yeah, don't worry about it. Take him 10 minutes tops. He'll go right through that. He'll be like, I understand this and I understand that.
Yeah. And if there's any sense for art in that person, which for people who are into literature is, I'd say, more possible than for other people, the reading will slow down for appreciation of the art. You will get stuck on panels.
Oh, yeah. And because it's visual as well, they'll be like, hey, wow, this is drawn in a different way I didn't think of or I never saw before. They're going to say this manga, even if I don't like the storyline, has amazing art, or they'll actually appreciate art and go, this is a really beautifully, it's not just the Japanese anime style, but there's also other elements of Renaissance art or detailed.
The way Miura does captures light with nothing but a pencil.
Yeah.
His architecture, his city planning, his work on cobblestone. And the way it reflects light differently, it's brilliant.
It's the organic stuff.
You could print these things out and hang them up in an art museum, and nobody would complain.
Yeah, this is kind of like when we make a reference to like the first few, in America at least, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comics. Like every panel was drawn specifically the way they wanted it, regardless of quality or detail. Like this scene has to be really detailed. This angle has to be very specific. But take that to like foregrounds, backgrounds, trees, wood, stone, steel, like everything is just so meticulous. And like those 2-page spreads with the forests or the ocean, it's just like, wow, this guy took like a week to draw this. And they're gorgeous. So even if the story is not for you, you will read Berserk and go, this was an amazing experience. Even if you didn't like the content, kind of like watching a movie about war. It's like, I don't like war. It's not my topic, but wow, is that dramatic. What a heartfelt scene with all these people dying and excitement going on, or slow build-up, whatever the drama you're going through. So if I find 10 random people, either from my old book club or I'll make a new one from a library, and you give them Berserk, they'll be like, what an unexpected book. Because they were thinking of a novel. They were thinking of a science fiction or A drama? No, give them Berserk. See what they think. So this guy, I would like to see this guy join a book club and read God knows what, and just see how many opinions he'll learn about, or he'll never hear. He'll call a lot of people weird in his head just to be polite, and then he'll be like, hey, maybe they have a point. Maybe they got more understanding of what we're reading than what I do. And don't compare Berserk to Naruto. That's a little
that is insulting.
That is weird. Yeah, it's like, I mean, you could try, but it just
Fuck did you give us this weird shit? But that's pretty much. Enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I very much appreciate it. It's your boy Trigger Senpai, and I'm out, man. Peace.
Wow.
You are certainly triggered, but I would not consider you the rank of Senpai.
Look at this. He has trash. Chainsaw Man sucks. Okay. Tokyo Revengers sucks. My Hero Academia sucks. The Black Clover manga is still trash. Dude, do you like anything? Anime sucks. Just anime sucks. It's just everything. What is with this guy? Is he just angry? Jujutsu Kaisen Season 1 destroyed? Does that mean good?
No.
Does that mean bad?
I guess.
I don't know. I thought it meant good because he said that the F word means good. So I'm like, all right.
Yeah, well, he has multiple F words. He's got fuck and then finna.
Yeah, I know, but
And
he said that Chainsaw Man was bad, and I compare Chainsaw Man to Jujutsu Kaisen all the time, so I don't know what the hell, how you would say one is better than the other or worse, or to the point of being bad. Like, that's a weird comparison. Anyway, we're done with this guy, thank God. We can get on with our lives.
Hooray.
Yeah. Do we want to do memes? I don't.
let's look at memes. We have memes.
Yeah.
I know we have. I don't want to do them. This guy's kind of depressing.
50 fucking plus mess. Okay,
All right. Let's see what we got. All right. Smudcast, I can safely recommend Persona 3 Reload. Well, the newer voices for the characters may not be better. Yeah, I agree. It lacks the answer in the female route. Oh, that sucks. It definitely makes up for it by cleaning up the gameplay, mechanics, graphics, and sound. The script was remained 99% unchanged. That's good. I like that.
Where
I'm going to play the original. Nah, I'll just play the original.
I did notice that the voices, because the actors are older, sounded a lot different, but it's not going to stop me. So,
Yes.
Twitter and Berserk. Twitter finally discovers Berserk manga. What?
Did you start at the beginning of the memes?
Yes.
Or did you start in the middle again?
February 5th. What?
Oh no, there's more. Wait.
I missed them. Oh my! How does this work? I don't even know how Discord works anymore. It should have brought me to the last spot.
All right, today at 5:18.
Oh, I gotta go scroll up again. Holy hell! There's a lot. There we go.
Casisis M Berserk Sao Tao Fofos.
Thank you. What language is it?
I don't know. Why is Donovan? Why is there Guts? And why is there Donovan? Why is there rapists? Why is there a bunch of rapists on the balcony?
It's all the rapists.
Oh my god.
It's everybody on one balcony.
Okay.
Oh, it's a dream team of Berserk.
Apple bottom jeans, Guts. Boots with the fur. What the?
Oh no.
Literally me? Oh, good lord.
Schnotz's best character.
Nobody
Nobody expected Schnotz.
I don't know what's going on, but I like the animation.
Look, you can wait around.
From, but I don't.
No, let me read this one. Look, you can wait around for another legendary hero to come help you. Or you could take the flaming rocket power crucifixion mobile.
What?
Koroks need to die.
I can't read that.
Leave the Koroks alone.
We've got. What the heck am I looking at?
Pick up her ass, I guess.
Is that a tail or is she just swinging? I don't know.
He's super magic glue attached her to the stick.
Okay. The wolf tries to attack me. Me. Do you want to explode?
Do you want to explode?
I'm assuming that's a reaction to like a counterattack or something. All right. I can do whatever I want, Guts. I have 50 million power in Rise of Kingdoms, which is free to play. Har har. My brain for no reason. Ocarina of Crime.
Oh God.
The real reason the Nintendo Direct was delayed in the UK. Oh, the tears of unfathomable sadness. Yummy, yummy. All right.
That episode was something.
When you first found out Tetra is Zelda, but you still like Tetra better. Really? Okay. I mean, that's your preference. Okay.
I still think the South Park episode's funny when you realize Cartman just killed his own father.
There's a beast of darkness in my head who calls me Stud Muffin. Please leave me alone. Oh, Princess Mifa, Princess Zelda. I don't know what that meme's about.
Forgot the reference.
Don't worry, fish.
Oh, it's Barbie.
That's Barbie?
I think that's Barbie. I think it's a Barbie reference.
All right. Don't worry, fish. I'm going to take care of you because I know one day you'll do the same for me. I don't care what it costs. Just make this man well again. Okay. What else we got here? Link sliding on a shield. And the shame. I don't. Totally out of context. Oh, if you want to see my smile, well, here it goes. Well, what do you think? How to spot an anime tourist. Only watches Naruto, One Piece, Dragon Ball. Pretty close, yeah. Likes anime because it's trendy. Possibly reason, yeah. Will join the anime fandom for the sake of policing others in the community. No, he's just making a video for the clicks. Berates you for liking something they don't like. Maybe.
Kinda. That's the inverse of this.
Thinks fan service is sexist and drawings equate to real life issues.
I think he's generally hitting the spots, hitting the boxes.
Yeah, no, he's definitely not a. Well, I don't even think it's an issue of being a tourist.
The one in the middle he didn't, but the others he had versions of.
I would just say it's a lack of intelligence, really. That's all it is.
That comes with it. That's usually tourists aren't very bright people.
Okay, but I don't like fan service. Then why did you watch a shonen anime? Oh, good point.
Basically, that problem.
It's just a horse.
You can't have a crush on the horse. The horse. No.
Is this a literal Netflix? Oh, there's Vosh. I like the. See the Vosh.
You summoned.
That's perfect. Oh God. Oh boy. When women being beautiful equals porn. What?
That's how these people's minds work.
Was that the character?
That's why they make That's why they have to make all the women ugly to reduce the sexual objectification of women.
Was that the character from a game that hasn't come out yet that two women who were feminists got fired from last week?
I think so.
Like Astral Blade or something like that? I can't remember the name of the thing.
Yeah, and they couldn't even write the title of the game right in the complainy tweet. Stellar Blade, right. They forgot the R. They forgot the R in the tweet where they complained about being fired. Great.
Do you think Guts fell in love with Casca because you reminded him of Donovan?
I have a similar skin tone. But no.
I can safely... Oh, again, you post this... Oh, sorry, I read this already. Yeah, no, I'm interested in getting Persona 3. I have to play through 5 still. We got... Twitter finally discovers Berserk... Yeah, okay. This manga is so inappropriate. It's rated mature for a reason. You are a very pathetic and frail individual who cannot comprehend that gritty and touchy subjects can be used in literature. I'm not going to say that to people who don't like Berserk. But when you make a video and you point out all the flaws that are not the flaws in the story, it's your biases that of things you disagree with or dislike. That is where we use this response. Because in general, if you don't like something, that's fine. You don't have to like it. There's no one's forcing you to.
On the previous thing from Rotom, the thing is, I mean, I'm glad that most of the game is intact, but these tiny changes are how it starts. The next game will have more changes, and then more, and then more, and then more, until the company collapses under the weight of failed sales.
I think Atlas is going to be just fine, honestly. They're the generator of that style of game, and they got other...
For now.
Yeah, no, but this is a remake, so they're not going to change much, right? They're going to change some things, but not much.
Is this Adam Driver?
I hope not. Jeez. You weren't there, Lois. You weren't there. Okay. Yeah.
Put your glasses on. Put your glasses on.
Yeah. We like listening to stupid people. Do we?
Not
really.
I wouldn't call it liking. It's more sort of masochism.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Why is Sandy Slum? And then Mr. Krabs is
You what the? Oh my god.
I think. Well, I mean, without Plankton shouts, I'd expect Mr. Krabs to be femto.
Trenbolone acid. What? What is trenbolone? I don't. What is the joke here? Does anyone know what trenbolone acetate is?
I have no clue.
Yeah, I'm unfamiliar with this compound. If it's
Russian
even,
meds?
is it even a compound? It could be made up. I have no idea.
Is it a pun in a different language?
I don't know.
We must ask the Brazilian.
Someone go Google trenbolone acetate because I have no idea what that is. Mbaktu?
Batku.
Batku, okay.
Hey there, Batku here.
That is the strangest looking Batman. Look at the shadows on his muscles. I don't even know what those legs are. I'm not going to read that.
Wait, which one you not reading?
I sacrifice. And he becomes a bat. Oh, jeez. I don't believe fear to be an effective motivator. I will kill your entire family. I like memes. You like memes. We are the same. Why is Gus Fring in any of this?
Oh, because the guy keeps pronouncing guts Gus.
Oh, yeah? Oh, jeez.
So it's
Okay.
but yeah, no, Gary kind of looks like Void.
Okay. It's really misogynistic.
Wait, which one?
I don't know. Your unpopular opinion about Berserk. It's really misogynistic. I don't understand how it is. It's mostly about guys, but...
Because the women aren't in power. And the strong woman, she gets raped by the Death God.
How much you want to bet this woman reads Redo Feeler?
100%. I think I've seen the account name before. It's a lesbian, of course.
Bob, don't watch. What the hell? I don't know.
Wait, where are you? Oh, no!
Brian Banner.
Oh, I hit the wrong one.
Anyway, that's a bit tiny for me. I'll read it later. Oh dear, it's the thing.
Which thing?
I don't know. It reminds me of another meme, and then they replaced it with like the guys from DMC, and I'm like, I don't.
Wait, Smud, where are you?
It's the DMC meme. Well, they put Guts and Griffith on top of them. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? It kind of misses its mark when you transfer memes further down the line. I believe this dude is a troll. There's no point covering his videos. I agree. Overrated, sucks.
Rant, Black
I'm not
Clover.
convinced on the troll angle. I think he's just bad.
ReZero is not a masterpiece. Okay, that's fine. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4 is trash. Oh my god.
Vinland Saga is overrated. Yeah, I can go with that.
Yeah, but to say JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is trash is missing the point of JoJo's. It is actually trash, but it's fun trash.
Yeah, but it's not. He's embarrassed about the gay.
Is that it? I think that's part of it. Maybe not all of it, but that's part of it. Yeah. He just does not accept the fact that men are strong and wear tight jeans. We don't care about that. So no head? Oh, jeez. You realize she never intended to cultivate chi with you and only wanted to steal your jing?
Oh.
That is a very strange reference.
Whoa.
SpongeBob enjoying his time with Griffith.
Griffith? Look.
I for you. So
Splashy Splash. There you go. Where is that from? What is this from?
it's the Schnoz, but he's just copy and paste wearing glasses.
I know the name. BlazBlue, not GranBlue. BlazBlue.
Really?
Taokaka.
They went from a game to an anime?
I think it has anime scenes in it for the story parts or something.
All right, fair enough. That's a...
What?
Best character.
Man,
Schnotz's best character.
I don't think the lack of female interaction is his problem. I think the lack of life is his problem. That could be part of it, but that's a very small part of it. Yeah, this is dumb. I don't think Batman and Griffith are...
No. Well, I mean, the way he did... the 97 anime, when he did fly across the, the red-lit skull sky, or face sky.
Oh, right. Dr. Chrisman is right. It's Guilty Gear.
Guilty Gear? Which one?
There's too many of these.
Which one? I haven't seen
I have played them, and I'm mixing them up because it's too long ago.
It must be a recent one, because I don't remember that character in Guilty Gear.
What? Taokaka? She's old.
Really? I don't remember her at all.
She's a fan favorite.
All right, I never played with her. Okay. Giga Chat, if characters which are designed by the narrator to make the plot happen aren't around to interact with each other, the characters become boring. Does he have Down syndrome? This dude has Black Hokage vibes. Oh, the YouTube channel.
Oh, okay. Chad re-corrects me. It is Guilty Gear.
Right.
No, BlazBlue. I'm giving up. I give up.
Splash.
Right from the start. Oh god.
No. Batman. Oh, I'm not going to play that. Ever. Give me 5 minutes with this guy and I'll let him play Splishy Splash. By doing your laundry? Oh, okay. Turning into a teacup. What is going on?
Naked men. Move on.
Live Vilgax reaction. I can't fit my dream into my schedule. Friends, battles and stuff, tactics. Takes out, or can I? Takes out the friends.
Griffith and a laughing Baylet.
Oh,
you won't be laughing soon.
because I'm a potato. Yeah, that's kind of silly. What do we got here? I have a dream. Ugh. This may not be a good example. Where did all the great villains went? What? Nowadays, there's not good villains, but they're anymore because they're not allowed to be villains anymore. I remember when people were complaining that Michael Myers killed a homosexual couple and got mad about it. Did they forget that Mike Myers is a psychopathic killer that kills anyone? These people ruin good villains. And this is a list of Disney villains. That's pretty cool. I like that. Little rogues gallery there. Regardless of the show or the movie, it was just all there. Cool. Okay.
Over the
Nice
garden
ball.
wall, but it took a really dark turn.
In the ghetto.
Would Brendan Fraser make a good Guts?
No. My equal would protect his dream against anyone, even if that person was myself. Guts does exactly that, Griffith. Considering cosplaying a femme Golden Age Griffith at the next con I go to, didn't know it'd be a good fit, but I think I would be. Maybe, but yeah, maybe be a bit.
Lose a bit of some weight there.
Bit fatty cheeks.
Yeah, if you want to be like if you're a really attractive girl, it doesn't matter what you cosplay as. You're going to be people are going to like you because you look attractive, and then whatever you put on as a wig or outfit doesn't matter. So you got to work with what you got, but if you're proud of your figure, I mean, go for it. I don't care. If Griffith abstained from premarital sex, he would have gotten his dream without sacrificing his gang. Moral of the story is women icky you. The moral of the story is don't be a psychopath. That's pretty much I have a dream.
That looks horrible. That's a horrible draw style for Griffith.
What is this?
He's in Giorno's outfit, but it's baylets instead of I think ladybugs.
Oh. Mother of God. It's all toilet sounds? What? How Twitter thinks people read Berserk? Okay, that's 38 seconds. That's too much for me. Griffith says he doesn't remember the eclipse because he was drunk, now chooses to live as a gay man. As those closest to me know...
Oh, he uses both the excuses.
Yeah, in my life, I have had relationships with both men and women. Fair enough. Morgan disapproves. What?
That's a man.
Where did that come from?
I want to read this one. I can't sleep, Eddie. I keep thinking. In this world, is the destiny of mankind controlled by some transcendental entity or law? Is it like the hand of God hovering above? At least it is true. Man has no control, even over his own will.
That's deep.
And then Ed just became void for some reason, I guess.
All right, this is Zelda?
Yep.
What's going
The
on?
Gorons are allowed into Gerudo Town, although they're all male.
Oh.
Although they're also all sexless because they reproduce by being birthed from rocks. Nobody really knows. It's not explained.
Getting kicked out of Gerudo Town after asking the entire populace to step on me?
Right.
Not going to read that.
Oh, what do you mean?
It's too small. It's too small. Read later. Regional phenomena. A giant blizzard is freezing the village and has cut off the Rito's sources of food. The Zora's waters have been polluted by a thick sludge that restricted movement and made them sick. The Gerudo have been driven underground by a swarm of monsters in a sandstorm that's difficult to navigate. Yunobu's mean now and sells rock drugs.
Yep.
All right.
Yep, that's it. He's selling drugs. That's the story.
Black man.
And wears a Mexican wrestler mask. He's basically Yakuza now.
Yeah, this is. I don't think that you have to admit that ReZero or agree that ReZero is an amazing piece of anime or manga, but to say it's trash is just stupid. That's silly.
Mm-hmm.
My Dress Up Darling sucks. My Dress Up Darling is trash. I mean, it's not the greatest show in the world, but I wouldn't call it trash. Chainsaw Man sucks. Ah, geez. Chainsaw Man's amazing. It is so visual. They have new ending music every time. It's just so much effort is put into that thing. Even if you don't like the lore, it's pretty amazing. Is it overrated? Yes, I agree, but not the way that he's describing it, I bet. Lots of shows are overrated, but his reasoning is probably shit. My dude, I've watched some anime that had weird stuff in it. That's why I love them. So who cares? Yeah, there's lots of anime. It's pretty weird. But I'm not complaining about it. Like, grow up, dude. Thank you. That's the best thing. Grow up. Monster Musume. That's a cute, ecchi anime. It's great. The manga's even better. They're just dripping over the guy. That's a bit too much, I think. But other than that, it's pretty adorable. All right. I think we're done. That was, I don't want to say a black man's interpretation of anime, but that was pretty bad. That was just bias all over the place. The basketball reference.
It did sound natural, though. It did sound like natural dumb.
Yeah, like he's just off the cuff. This is what I think. And you're like, oh, that's a really bad take. So, but yeah, I don't think we're going to cover that guy anymore because what's the point? Everything's bad. Everything's bad. Doesn't matter what it is. It's going to suck. Anime, the entire genre sucks, or the entire medium sucks, as one of his videos is about. All of anime. Anime sucks. And if you don't like something, stop it. Stop doing it. Get on with your life. Do something you enjoy, like, I don't know, basketball, whatever floats your boat, buddy. So, that was the last of, what the hell was his name again? Triggered Senpai?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Warning.
I am good with no longer covering him. So, put him in the blacklist.
Yeah, that was completely worthless.
It was kind of funny, but just sad. You're just like, oh, come on, dude.
Yeah.
You were a child. And really, it should have taken 18 minutes. It should have taken 4.
Yeah, we've had the experience now with him. I think that's enough.
Yep. So keep the suggestions coming for Anime Day. Keep the suggestions coming for normal days. And keep voting so we know what to cover. We appreciate that. Thanks, guys. Have yourself a good evening. And we'll talk to you soon. Good night.
Good night.